Bhranti Vichara Varnanam is the 42nd Sarga of Utpatthi Prakaranam Leelopakhyanam. We are studying in Yoga Vaashishtha Maha Ramayana, a text written by Valmiki ji. It's a samvada between Bhagwan Sri Rama and Vaashishtha, telling us about the Paramatatva, Paramatma, and the sadhanas to reach it. This Yoga Vaashishtha Maha Ramayana, a 32,000 shloka, big text. Keep on studying consciously, attentively, of course, will reveal to us the reality. We have seen yesterday up to the shloka number 8, from 9 onwards. Let us study. Om 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 Sahanavavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo ब्रह्म भक्ति योग धर्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः. ओम यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्य प्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्व वेदान्ताः सच्चास्त्राः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्. ओम श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनाम वरानने. ओम ब्रह्मानंदं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म भक्ति योग धर्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्री रामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः. वसिष्ठादि ऋषिभ्यो नमः. संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषत् योगवासिष्ठ महारामायणोक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यमोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षकैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं श्रुति स्मृति पुराणे इतिहास संतवांग्मयोक्त साध्य साधनानुभव सिद्ध्यर्थम तत्रोक्त ऋषि मुनि गुरुदेवता दर्शनानुग्रह अनुभव प्राप्त्यर्थम सनातन धर्म से विश्वव्याप्ति विश्वध्यात्मिक प्रगत्यर्थम धर्म संस्थापकानां नित्य निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थम श्रीराम मंदिरवद शिव कृष्णादि मंदिरादीनां पुनर्वाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रुविघ्न समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक हिंदव संस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्ष पुरुषार्थानां सुसंप्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पित सत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम् अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री वाल्मीकि महर्षि विरचित श्रीराम वशिष्ठ संवाद रूप श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण स्मृति मोक्ष प्रकरण शास्त्रस्य पारायणम् अध्ययनं साधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे. मंगलाचरण श्लोकाः. ओम यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैवोपशमं यान्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः. ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शनदृश्यभूः कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञप्त्यात्मने नमः. स्फुरन्ति सीकरा यस्मात् आनन्दस्याम्बरे अवनौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः. दिवि भूमौ तथाकाशे बहिरन्तश्च मे विभुः यो विभात्यवभासात्मा तस्मै सर्वात्मने नमः. सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तमेकमजरं नित्यं विभुं शाश्वतं प्रत्यग्ब्रह्मरसायनं सुखगनं पूर्णं परं पावनं स्वात्मज्योतिरनादिमध्यनिधनं मायाविलासैर्मुहुः विश्वाधारमपास्तमायमभयं वन्दे विशुद्धं पदं ज्ञानादेवात्मनो मोक्षः न तु कर्मसमाधिभिः अज्ञातोऽसौ स्वसदृश्यं सृजत्येवेति कीर्त्यते तस्मै श्रीगुरवे वसिष्ठमुनये नित्यं नमस्कुर्महे विश्वामित्रमुनिं शरण्यमनघं भूयो नमस्याम्यहं तस्मै वाल्मीकये श्रीगुरुतमगुरवे भूरिभावैर्नताः स्मः पूर्णानन्दस्वभावः स्वजनहितकृते माययोपात्तकायः कारुण्यादुद्दिदीर्षुर्जनमनवरतं मोहपङ्के निमग्नम् आविश्यान्तर्वसिष्ठं बहिरभिकलयन् शिष्यभावं वितेने यः संवादेन शास्त्रामृतजलधिममुं रामचन्द्रं प्रपद्ये। ओं श्री रामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्री वशिष्ठादि ऋषिभ्यो नमः। श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रम तृतीय उत्पत्ति प्रकरणम लीलोपाख्याने नारायण भ्रांति विचार वर्णनं नाम द्विचत्वारिंशः सर्गः। श्री वशिष्ठ उवाच। So friends, we are given the knowledge that yahatu abuddhamatihi moodaha, the one who is not awakened to that reality, therefore in the ignorance of reality, the one who is in delusion, for him idam stula jagat vajrasaram, this gross world is rock solidly real to him. Actually, when he awakens to it, it is the truth only. Other than that, what is seen is not real at all. To make us understand it within ourselves intellectually, before deeply entering into meditation to experience it, example of the child and Betala, example of the mirage water for the deers, example of the Swapna Samrutyu, example of the Kanakamati not Utpanna in the Kanaka-made Kataka. Kataka only is taken as real, Kanaka is not seen. These four examples. So too, in the Akasha, the Muktali Picha Keshaundra Kadayaha, the chain of pearls or the what do you call the animal Morpankha as well as Keshaundraka are seen in the Akasha. So many, 5 examples are given wherein the truth reality is not seen, something else is seen on that. As it happens about in so many cases in the world, that the truth is not seen, in the place of that something else is projected. In the same way, the entire world itself is projected on the Brahman, the truth, the reality. It's only projected, it has pratibhasika vyavaharika satta. It is not real to be really taking it as real and suffer. The upadhis, the jiva bhava, and the jiva entering and exiting the upadhi, which we call as janma and marana, and all that happening in desha and kala, every of this desha and kala, the vastu, then on that vastus in that desha, this kala goes on acting to change that vastu, modify that vastu. When you sow the seed in the proper land and water it, the kala acts on it to create and out of it the seedling and the sapling and the plant. All of that are happening in Maya only. In and through all that vastus and their modifications, and me the drashta, in me the upadhis, using the upadhis, I am gaining the knowledges, I am gaining the experiences. All of them are on that one reality, its infinite power, they are all projected. Because the reality is always remaining as it is. Therefore, because two realities cannot be there, one alone has to be real. If one is real, naturally, the other must be the projection. Water and wave are at one and the same place and time. But what is reality? The waveness is projection. What is wave? Rupa and Nama, Kalpana. When we say Rupa and Nama, a gross intellect understands it with the substratum. But what Vedantin, the Guru says is, minus substratum we are talking about. What is a pot? A Rupa and Nama. Where is it? Kalpita only. Then don't see the substratum at that time. We are talking exclusively about Rupa Nama without the mud. Where is that Rupa Nama without mud? Nowhere, no? If it is nowhere there existing on its own, then it is Kalpita. So Rupanama Kalpana to the mud is pot, otherwise it is always mud only reality. Pot is only name and form. Aha. If we can catch this, and the whole Srishti is nothing but in that Sachidananda Brahman, Kalpita Rupanama. If it clicks to us, it has to click. Therefore, because it is Kalpita, I am not giving any utility value, any bhoga value. With that, I have gained my inner stability, purity. With that stability, purity, inside I realize the self. Then I will see that alone everywhere. These are the few important things of Vedanta to be grasped. Then, having said so many things, again Vasishthaji says important thought, Dirgha Swapnam Idam Vishwam. This Vishwam is a long dream for us, going beyond so many lives. Like एक सिनेमा 2.5-3 घंटे का खत्म. But the same cinema 1, 2, 3, 4, there are some Hollywood movies up to 12, 15 they have taken. And in India, do you think the people are less intelligent? They take out, if not cinema, the serials weekly. And there is some serial 5,000 episode ho. Dirgha Swapna. Good, no? This thought that this samsara is Dirgha Swapna. This Vishwam is Dirgha Swapna. Dream only, long dream. From the ordinary daily dream to wake up, it is not in our hands, yet it just happens quickly. But to wake up from the long dream of this Vishwa and I as real to the real reality, it is in my hands only, but the time is uncertain because it is you and I who have to take up for our own selves to wake up to that reality from this long dream. Hope it is catchable. Hope you are understanding it. ये दीर्घ स्वप्न से तत्व में जागृत होना हमारे ही हाथ में. साथ में how long it will take also हमारे हाथ में. If you want to do it, you can do it in the minimum time by fully engaging only in that sadhana to realize self. Or not even initiating that, we can continue in this dream, long dream for millions of kalpa and mahakalpa also. You know, like 5, 6, 10 bosses have come and gone, but that class 4 employee is same. So too, 1,000 Brahmadevas come and go with 1,000 Brahmandas. You and I as Jiva can continue only. If I have taken that wrong choice of, I want to continue with the Upadhi. Isn't it? If I say, no, 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 I want to reach to that Nirupadhika Adhisthana Brahmasthiti, then do only those sadhanas required to reach you to the Brahman. और कुछ इन्वॉल्व मत होना. इसमें एक ही सवाल आप पूछते हो कि देन यू नो लोगों को ये सब पता नहीं है ना बेचारे कैसे. अरे यू नो इट नो ना. You take it up. First you find your own realization. As it happened in you, in whatever the known and unknown reasons that I have to know the reality, it will happen in others also. Don't worry. In spirituality, worrying about others is escaping our own responsibility of doing our own sadhana. As regard the food is concerned, as regard the other comforts are concerned, you can say, अरे दूसरों को खिलाए बिना मैं कैसे खाऊं. इन स्पिरिचुअलिटी ऐसा नहीं होता. बिकॉज दूसरे को भूख नहीं है तो क्या करोगे तुम. यहाँ भी if others not interested, what can you do? You realize first. Even though en route as well as after reaching, we'll be having concern for all the bound jivas. We may also do whatever is in our capacity. That's different story. For the sake of others, we are not stopping. We keep doing our sadhana. While doing and after doing, we may help others too. Don't say कि दूसरों को मिले बिना मैं नहीं पाऊंगा. ऐसा नहीं होता हो. धर्मार्थ कामा you can do together, not moksha. That's why in शादी में ना धर्मे च अर्थे च कामे च नाति चरामी बोलते, मोक्षे च नहीं बोलते. Moksha, when it comes to moksha, the jiva in the wife body, the jiva in the husband body are different. They will seek their own moksha as per their choice. But dharmartha kama, they have to go together. By the way, dirgha swapnam idam vishwam vidhi ahamta adi samyatam. In this dirgha swapna, aham and idam, this is the first pair that comes out. Then in the idam, the so many things. And this aham with each of the idam will have different relativities. Accordingly, it projects so many actions. All are swapna. So he is my friend. I have to love him. I have to invite him. I have to give him gifts. I must help him whenever he wants. He is a friend. It itself is first swapna. All the subsequent projections on. He is my enemy. That is a projection. I have to keep him away. Don't invite him. Don't go to him. क्या है सब अपने दिमाग के ही thoughts. Then the actions accordingly. Nothing but projection only. So clear it is. Vedanta, when it clicks after sufficient purity, it is so obvious. The reality also we see, projections also we see. मस्त रहता है वो स्थिति. I am seeing the water and I am seeing the waveness which is projected on the substrate of water without itself being any way reality. The wave. Next. अत्र अन्ये स्वप्नपुरुषाः यथा सत्याः तथा शृणु. In this dirgha swapna, how the other purushas are satya. I am explaining to you. They are not satya. How they are satya means how they are appearing as satya, that I tell you. Not that they are satya, I am going to prove. Because this is our question. Vaashishthaji is not waiting for Rama's question. He is anticipating. Everybody will question. As Rama already questioned in the earlier shloka. है ना कि earlier सर्ग में उन्होंने किया कि if it is my projection, how come other beings are living their own life independently as if not related to me? Isn't it? They have their own wife, husband, children, सारा कहानी है. How come they are a part of my dream or my swapna? Isn't it? That is a big good question. That is what अत्र अन्ये स्वप्न पुरुषाः यथा सत्याः तथा शृणु. How they are appearing to be satya. See, whenever that question comes, simple answer is expand from you, the individual, to the total level. That I say I am projecting my world, but I myself am the projection of total. In that way, the other also projection of total. I am projected from the total. Given freedom, am I not living my own independent life? While living my own independent life, am I not a projection at the total level? So too, the other beings also living their own independent life, given the freedom, though they too are projection of the total only. Again, answer. Like a tree is a projection, but given a freedom, therefore it takes the water, sunlight, and then brings out the flowers, fruits, vegetables. The other tree also doing same. Both are projection in the total only. In the tree individuality. There is a tree, the tree may be high namak ek individuality hai, which very simple common sense से we can catch. That if some high named individuality, I mean not me, the Vriksha Adhisthana Vyaktitva is not there, then that Vriksha, right from roots up to the topmost branch and secondary branches, leaves, they cannot stay an intact way. सब इंटैक्ट है कि नहीं एक पेड़ को आप 10 साल से देख रहे हो तो इट्स इंटैक्ट सो देयर इज एन इंडिविजुअलिटी इन इट दैट इंडिविजुअलिटी इज नॉट like ours that when our body is pinched or a mosquito bites immediately we react. The tree also reacts but not as vigorously as we are. So to a bird, an animal, all of them appear to be doing their works independently with a given freedom, but they too are the projection of total. Therefore, such questions when come that if it is my projection, how come others are also there in this projection? For this, the answer is shift from the individual to the total, the attention. Shift the attention. That's what he says now, Bhagavan. So, that is the beauty of Vedanta, which answer to every our question. That's why a no jiva is free and independent from the samashti. Within the samashti's thing only individuals are given freedom. Like in an office, no worker or no employee is independent. All are working under the guidance, direction of the owner or proprietor or manager, who may be. But with the manager holding the entire people under his command control, everyone is given their freedom to do those respective works. Isn't it? But nobody's work is independent of total work. But he is given freedom. वो समझने से हमको ये सवाल का आंसर मिल जाता है कि हाउ कम सो मेनी इंडिविजुअल्स आर देयर द इंडिविजुअल्स आर freedom given projected once only from the total standpoint. Now comes this shabdas used to explain the tattva, and it is that tattva's infinite power that anywhere it wants it expresses, like the water in the ocean has infinite shakti in it. Of that shakti, in the surface level only, it projects the waves and ripples and bubbles. That also not all the time at all the places. There are some parts in ocean, it is waveless also. A river, waveless also, just slowly moving, isn't it? But the potentiality is there inherent in the water to express as a wave. In Paramatma, the potentiality is there to appear as this Jagat without himself changing to become Jagat. Therefore, Jagat is the appearance on Paramatma with his own infinite Maya Shakti without himself going through any modification. That is technically called as Vivarta. Substratum remaining the same without an iota of dent or change in it. On that, when something is projected, that is called Vivarta Karanata of that substratum. Technical word. So much Vivarta Karanata is even in that, from the wood the chair, from the gold the ornament, even these examples also won't explain it. Because in these examples, at least the wood is polished, etc., to make it a chair, cut into pieces. Paramatma is not cut into pieces and polished to make this world. He is remaining as he is as Sachidananda. Gold also, to make it ornament, it has to be melted and sent through the mold. So Paramatma is not melted and sent through mold to make this world. That is the beauty of Paramatma, that he has not gone through any change, even iota. That is the beauty of his power, that Without touching Paramatma on him, all these projections it is doing. Without touching the screen of the TV, on the TV the cinema is projected in which there is a fighting, there is a war, there is a bloodshed, there is burning, there is drowning, there is floods are there, this earthquake is there. Everything happening on the screen without touching the screen. Only difference in this example is for the screen, on the screen for all these to be projected, a projector is required outside. But in case of Paramatma appearing as Jagat, he himself is projector, he is the director, he is the producer, he is the movie maker. He himself is all characters, all dialogues. And this one person acting all roles is this universe. Aha! If these wisdoms become our own in that Shuddha Sattva Guna, and then keeping away all roles, especially my own role, go to that substratum who is playing this role. If you can really reach it to it and directly personally experience it, like in the morning class we saw, pratyakshena anubhuyate. How powerfully Shankara was telling to us toward the end in the shloka 20th bhashya. यदा चर्मवदाकाशं वेष्टयिष्यन्ति मानवाः तदा देवमविज्ञाय दुःखस्यान्तो भविष्यति मे. As he was saying toward the end, है ना, अतः पुनः यद अपूर्वम अनपरम, all that words he used towards it, atmaswarupena anubhavam. If he has got it, then he is moksha. He is in the mukta state. Now, what is that self form? Asti sarvagatam, all pervading. Sarvagatam. So, at this level of our not realizing the self, because of not going beyond the upadhis, at this our level of using the upadhis and through the upadhis recognizing this world, we say the word sarva. In that sarvam, Paramatma is gatam. This is sarvagatam. This is said from disciple standpoint. He is seeing so many, na? In all of that, he is permeating. He is said by the Guru for the disciple, for his sake, from his standpoint. From the Guru's standpoint, that alone is there. There is nothing other than it for it to permeate. You know, in every wave, there is the water permeating. Is a sentence said for those who are seeing the waves. But the one who has seen the water, this sentence is not complete truth. What do you mean by sarva when there is nothing other than water? If sarva itself is not there, then where is sarva gatam? समझ गए ना? So asti sarva gatam. Then shantam. This shantam also is from our standpoint. We see the agitated water in the form of wave. Okay? There is no agitation, there is no wave in the pure water. So in the pure self, there is no spandana for the Jagata to happen from its own standpoint. For us, we are seeing the Jagat. Answer is given that it is the spandana in the Chaitanya that the Jiva Jagat are appearing. Otherwise, himself is Shantam. Then Paramartha Ghanam. Beautiful, na? He is a Parama Artha. Parama Artha. Artha means truth. Parama means supreme. So for everything, he is the supreme truth. Beyond him, there is nothing which is supreme truth to him beyond him. Like when you see a cloth, you wear it. It's a vyavahara, upayogita. But it is not paramartha, the cloth. It is made of threads. Isn't it? So the thread is the paramartha of the cloth. Even though thread cannot be worn on the body, the cloth alone can be worn. आगे नहीं कोई धागा नहीं पहनता, कपड़ा ही पहनता. So even though from the Vyavahara standpoint the cloth is more useful than the thread. Still, the thread is the Paramartha, not the cloth. So, knowing that the cloth is not Paramartha, knowing that thread is Paramartha, and yet thread woven as the cloth only required to dhako the body. When we know it and accordingly we wear the cloth, we are intelligent. If we wear the cloth and say cloth alone is Paramartha, not that thread, there also we are wrong. If we say thread is Paramartha, therefore I'll wear the thread, not the cloth, then stay at home. Don't go out. व्यवहार है परमार्थ परमार्थ. Now, is the thread also Paramartha? No, na. Beyond that is the cotton. That is the Paramartha. Cotton made into thread, thread is made into cloth. Cloth is made into your pant or shirt or whatever. Ah. Then that shirt is made into pocha kapada by the creative genius called as wife. Isn't it? कहाँ है मेरा शर्ट और बनियान? ही शाउटिंग, अभी अभी पोछा लगा के उधर रखा है, जाके पहन लो, इट सूट्स यू. शी विल टेल द ट्रूथ. He doesn't fight with her because he accepts the truth. So then is the cotton also the Paramartha? If you go to in this way, step by step, Sadvastu alone has to be the Paramartha. Cotton comes from those cotton flowers or fruits, whatever you call. That comes from the cotton tree. Tree comes from the seed. Then don't go. Seed comes from the tree. That is from the earth. Then slowly, it's from the finally Paramatma Sat only. That Sat Sarupa Paramatma alone is Paramartha for everything. That's why Paramartha Ganam. And Shuchihi, that Paramatma is Shuchi, pure. In him, the impurities of vasanas, impurities of desires, impurities of intentions are not there. They are all born only in a person who is in a finite himself. है ना? है ना? जो गरीब है उसी को चोरी करने का मन. जो ऑलरेडी इतना पैसा वाला है वो तो दान देने का सोचता है. Ideal conditions I am talking. So too, the ashuchya vasana, kamana, kamya karma are not there in Paramatma because he is complete. Therefore, asti sarvagatam shantam paramarthaganam shuchihi. Next word is important. These are all the lakshanas for the Paramatma whom we have to meditate and realize which should be our goal. To reach to that meditational desire and effort, first of all, we have to accept the presence of Paramatma alone as real. Other than him, everything is mithya. Then only having accepted the world as mithya, we keep it away. Having accepted Paramatma as real, we search him. And till the Paramatma is Satya, Jagat is Mithya, understood, accepted, this Tattva Shravana Chintana should keep on happening. You and I are doing that only from last few years. Going on listening to the Tattva Shravana in which Paramatma is Satya, Sarvam Mithya. When these all study, Manan, Chintan becomes Paripakva in really accepting the Jagat as Mithya, Paramatma is real. From that, when the desire to experience Paramatma comes, then all these studies fulfilled. At that time, with Vairagya to the Kalpita Mithya Jagat, with the Jignasa of the Satvastu, we sit at one place, slowly develop the Sakshi Bhava to all the Upadhis and see that Sakshi has Chaitanya. And that is what alone is there everywhere. इस तरह वेदांत होता है. So, Achetya Chinmatra Vapuhu is the next word. Achetya Chinmatra Vapuhu. It is Chinmatra Vapuhu, pure consciousness embodied. Is there for it anything to illuminate? No. Chaitya means illumined. Chit means illuminator. So it's an illumination without illumined. Awareness without object being aware of. Consciousness without object being conscious of. Achetya Chinmatrapo, objectless awareness. Then Achetya Chinmatrapo, Param Akasham. Comparatively is like Akasha, but he is even beyond Akasha, therefore is Parama Akasha. And again Atatam. The Atatam, Sarvagatam are same. Sarvagatam is with regard to each of the things. Atatam is with regard to the space permeation. Sarvam Vyaptam. The Sarva is with regard to space and time. Sarvagatam is with regard to the objects. Desha Drushtya, Kala Drushtya, it is called as Atatam. Vastu Drushtya, it is Sarvagatam. But you can take it as both meaning same word. Sakala Desha Kala Vastu, Paramatma is permeating as Sat substratum, which is Sat Swarupa, which is not objective. Okay. Tat Sarvagam, that Paramatma who is all pervading. Sarva Shakti, he is the one infinitely potential. That Maya Shakti, which is infinite Shakti, it is in him, it is in his control. Sarva Shakti, Sarvam Sarvatmakam Swayam. Okay? Because of it, it is his own Shakti, Sarvam. He appears in so many forms. Sarvatmakam, the Atma of appearing everything, he alone, Swayam. Finally, if you want to conclude, he alone is there. So the gold is there. In the gold, the Shakti is there. With that Shakti, the gold appeared as the 10 ornaments. So 10 ornaments is the Sarvam. In 10 ornaments as the Atman, the gold alone is there, Sarvatmakam. In fact, in the form of the ornaments, gold alone is there, Swayam. Sarvam Sarvatmakam Swayam. Okay, that Paramatma with his potentiality. Now listen, Yatra Yatra Yatha Udait. Wherever that Paramatma makes his Maya Shakti get activated, functional, yatra yatra yatha udeti, tatha aste tatra tatra vai. There and there, that type of thing will express. It can be a micro paramanu. It can be a big macro brahmanda. It can be a whole universe. जो भगवत शक्ति से वहां प्रकट होने का है वो प्रकट होगा. यत्र यत्र यथा उदेति तथा अस्ते तत्र तत्र वै. Isn't it? A small ripple also can appear in water, a huge wave also. See the difference in the size? A ripple in a micro size or big tide or breaker is macro size. That is the meaning of yatra yatra yatha udeti tatha aste tatra tatra vai. So become little calm and quiet and subtler. Therefore, take an example of Surya Kutumba, the solar family, with Sun in the center and with all 9 planets, each of them having their own number of satellites, and some planets life oriented, like the Earth. In that Earth, on that Earth, the life is bubbling so much in the form of Manusha, Pashu, Pakshi, Vanaspati, Kita, Sarisrupa, crore in number, counting me, uncountable. And there, birth, growth, death. In between birth, growth, death, millions of karmas happening or not. So this one solar system itself is the expression of Paramatma with his Maya Shakti at that level. It is expressing here. In the other planets, the life is not expressed. And that is the enough proof for a wise person that if there is no life in other planets, if the life is there, this planet, the life in this planet and the planet without life, both are supported by some different substratum. A wise person catches that. So here the drama that's going on of all the life is Paramatma only expressing through this. That's why for us, the Chandra, Brahaspati, Grahas, whether life is there or not, that also Paramatma for us. Life hai to hi Paramatma kisne kaha. Life is an expression in Paramatma. It may not express in stones, but still stone also is Paramatma. Because there cannot be anything other than Paramatma. The Hindu understands everything is a substratum. Therefore, for him, From that standpoint, a tree, a ocean, a river, mountain, all are divine. This a foreigner can never understand. And a foreign misguided Indian mind also misses to understand. How come you are worshipping the mountain? He says, is the mountain existing or not? Yeah, that existence is Paramatma. I am saluting to that. Khatam baat, who can anybody say anything further? That's why all the Murti worships we do. As if we don't know that the Murti doesn't move, that other stupid has to tell us. And Murak, you are seeing the movement or not movement. I am seeing the substrate and the Sat in it. To the Sat which is supporting that stone, I am saluting. Sat Chidananda Rupaya. First Sat only. Sat is Paramatma. He is the one who is the supreme self. Paramatma is not emotional and devotional for Hindu to begin with. It is pure spiritual. Parama Atma. Supreme self. There is nothing to do with emotion there. अरे भगवान है परमात्मा है ये सब इमोशनल हम बाद में बनाए हैं इट इज नाइदर नो वर्ड अबाउट परमात्मा इज इमोशनल दे आर ऑल इंटेलेक्चुअल भगवान Bhaga means the sixth type of Aishwaryas, the one who possesses. Parama Atma, who is the Supreme Self, without whom it cannot stay. Like for a chair, wood is Parama Atma. If you remove the wood in the chair, there is no chair. So too, the Supreme Sat is the Parama Atma in everything. From that standpoint, we say not emotional. Emotion is later on, that from that self only. As we need and invoke, that Rupa Devata comes, who is expression of Parama Atma only. Therefore, we call him as Paramatma. But at this level of Devata, he helps us, therefore the emotions come. मेरे भगवान का नया ने मुझे संसार में या इसमें डूबते हुए बचाए हैं मेरे नैया को पार किया ये नैया को किसने पार किया रामैया ने रामैया इज कौन सो परमन ओनली ब्रह्मन कौन परमात्मा जब रामैया कौन परमात्मा so as Brahman the Paramatma is highly intellectual spiritual as Sri Rama the Paramatma is emotional मेरे राम मेरे प्यारे राम मेरे प्रार्थनाओं को सुना आया मेरे कुटिया में एक छोटा सा कुटिया में अपना कदम लगा के मेरे को धन्य किया हम रोते रहो शरभंग रोते रहो सुतीक्ष्ण isn't it that is their crying let them cry it doesn't matter but they have in their heart the knowledge that this Rama is abstract but at the Upadhi level the Leela of the Rama makes them surprised with Ananda which expresses as prema, which expresses as the tears, etc. ये सब दूसरा नौटंकी है that never compromises the meaning of the Parama Atma Supreme Self. Okay? Tat Sarvagam, Sarvashakti, Sarvam, Sarvatmakam, Swayam. Swayam is, it is independent. It doesn't depend on anything for its existence. And he, yatra yatra yatha udeti, tatha aste tatra tatra vai. In wherever he wants to manifest with his infinite power, that way he manifests. Nobody can dare ask him, question him. It is his Shakti. We are also part of his Shakti only. Therefore, at the Upadhi level, we have to be obedient to him. At the Nirupadhika level, as Atman, there are no two Atma, कि you and me and Paramatma. तीन थोड़े होते हैं एक ही हो Now, we may fight my country river, your country river, my wells, your. But in water, the difference is not there. It's one only. Like मेरे देश में पेट्रोल आया, तेरे देश में पेट्रोल आया, तेरे मेरे you fight it, but in petrol there is no तेरे मेरे. Petrol is one without second anywhere. Crude oil, petrol, whatever. Now, next. तेन स्वप्नपुरे द्रष्टा यान् वेत्ति पुरवासिनः नरान् इति नरा एव क्षणात् तस्य भवन्ति ते तेन if you have understood what is said so far now I am taking you to the dream swapnapure in the dream world drashta that river Yan Vetti Puravasina. He sees other beings also in the dream. Has his friends, neighbors, colleagues, relatives, all of that. Even he is traveling flight or train, co-passengers are there who he doesn't know, never interacts. But वो भी है. So तेन स्वप्नपुरे दृष्टा यान वेत्ति पुरवासिनः नरान इति नरा एव क्षणात् तस्य भवन्ति ते. So from his chitta samskaras, Swapnapura is Kalpita, then those Swapnavasins are Kalpita. In that, the one who is seeing the dream, he is also the expression of that Kalpana. But that Aham gets identified with this only, then obviously the other becomes Idam. Like when all cars the customer is seeing in the showroom, no car belongs to him. And to the owner of the showroom, all are mine. The moment he pays and buys one car, that car is mine, obviously others are not mine. And for him, all are his except this one because it is sold. Car is remaining as it is. But the concepts in our mind is making mama namama. In the same way, in the dream, the dream seeing individual and the world, all are same cars of showroom. But I identify with one. Then I take the other as not mine. ना इदम कहते हैं उसको अहम इदम. इस तरह अहम इदम भेदा happens in स्वप्न. But all projected in the mind only. स्वप्न परे दृष्टा यान्वैति पुरवासिना नरा नीति नरा एव क्षणात् तस्य भवन्ति ते. Okay. Now what is the reality actually? Yat drashtuhu chit swarupam. That drashta, the dreamer, behind him also there is consciousness. Between the dreamer and the consciousness there is chitta. That is called as yad drashtuhu chit swarupam tat swapna akasha antarasthitam. Swapna akasha chitta abham naranam eti bhavitam. So the pure consciousness, then from that came the chitta. In the chitta only the dreamer, dream world, in the dream world other beings are projected. That we are telling it from waking standpoint. All are projected, as projected, they are all one. But for the dreamer, it doesn't appear. For him, it appears he is different, then the other beings he is seeing, they are different. है कि नहीं? मैं अलग हूँ, लोग अलग है. But all are from the chitta of the Sabna only. And chitta is illumined by the consciousness. Same in the Jagrat Jagat, the pure consciousness, its infinite power, which is called as Maya Shakti, from that projected, and this conscious self we attend. With wherever projected things, it identifies, it as if gathers the individuality specific there. Like in me, as these Panchakoshas, the consciousness, when it identifies, it as if appears to be a specific individual. Immediately, naturally, all the other world is to be taken as other than me. है ना? जैसे इसको मेरे को दोस्त कहा, इसको मैंने वो दूसरे नहीं है दोस्त या दुश्मन होंगे, बट दोस्त तो नहीं होंगे क्योंकि इसी को मैंने दोस्त माना. So to these upadhis I said mine. Obviously other becomes not mine. Because I consider these upadhis are mine, therefore others have become not mine. Considering these upadhis mine is limiting me to these upadhis, whereas I am neither these upadhis nor other, I am the substratum of all. Aha. If this knowledge clicks, how nice. Yat drashtuhu chit swarupam. That consciousness of the swapna drashta, that swapna akasha antarastitam. In the entire swapna akasha, where the entire swapna jagat is there, swapna beings are there, and the swapnika is there. It is there in that, the consciousness. Then swapna akasha chittabham. That is called as swapna akasha. Swapna akasha is chaitanya only. That itself takes the position of chitta. From that, these two are projected, me and the other people. All are projected within them with one I identify. Naturally, the other are taken by me as other. This house I bought it, I bought. Naturally, other houses are not mine. Everywhere. So, Veditrutvaikyavashataha. See, Veditru Aikyavashataha. The pure consciousness which is illuminating the dreamer, dream world. In the dream world, other beings taken as other by the dreamer. All of them are Vedutru Aikyavashataha. Illuminated by one consciousness only, known to one consciousness only. Therefore, narate tena avabudhyate. Because of common consciousness only, even I am this and the others are not me, that also is illuminated. Atmanni ataha chit balena dayorepi apeti satyata. In fact, both are projected, but the satta to both of them is given by the Sat Chit Paramatma only. From Sat Chit Paramatma, all are projected among all, with one out of ignorance when identified, other appear to be other. Therefore, identification with this also is wrong, because of which taking other to be other than me also is wrong. Projection of these two are projection of Maya. What is real is only one substratum. May these things slowly enter into our conscious understanding. Slowly, may we gather the strength and ability to accept this knowledge. It's a very slow, steady process, like putting the thread in the needle, like doing a cardiac or surgery. In the same way, delicately, we have to add knowledge to us without creating any abrupt revolutionary disturbances. है ना? यू डोंट टेक ए कुल्हाड़ी ले आ रहे इसके दिल को तोड़कर ऐसे सिलाई मशीन ले आ इसको सीते हैं. अरे यू कांट डू दैट विद द हार्ट. Same way, this spiritual heart operation also, slowly the what is reality, what is projection, knowledge while going inside, that which is projected but given reality, its position is changed, then the presence of reality is slowly accepted. इसलिए टाइम लगता है. टाइम लगता है वेदांत में, टाइम देना पड़ता है. बस अब देते जाओ, होता जाए. That's what we are doing with the full faith, and we can see also there is at least a glimpse of understandings happening in us. That's enough. Like so many seeds are sown, when it rains or watered, 3 days nothing seen. Fourth day, at one place little sprout comes. Enough that कि अब सब उगेंगे. So too, little understanding happening that the whole Jagat is in Chitta, Chitta is Maya, Maya is of Shakti Paramatma, Paramatma alone is reality. Anything and being in the world you see in the form of Deshakala Vastu or Jiva Jagat Ishvara, all of that are projected Rupanama on Rupanama Rahita reality, the Brahman. थोड़ा थोड़ा समझ में आ रहा है. और भी सुनते हैं ना, this mind and senses and even the intellect slave to them doesn't easily understand this truth, doesn't even come to understand it. It doesn't want to listen to these things. You and I are slowly breaking those initial barriers and those blockades. Then the next level may let me more deeply understand this subject, the desire. It will take us to Manana Chintana. In that Manana Chintana, the knowledge becomes so obvious to us. Of course, it takes its own time. That now I understood on substratum water, the waves are projected because of the Shakti in the water only. So to Brahman, his own Shakti, the world is projected without changing Brahman. No, I am not a projected thing. I am the substratum itself. Therefore, the Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, all koshas are projected. I am not them. When they are rejected, in the very place that Atman, the substratum which is supporting them, is realized. When I reject the ornamentation, very place where I am seeing the ornament, the gold darshana happens. Gold is not anywhere else. It is it is very much in the same ornament as its real substratum. So too, as a real substratum of entire Rupanama, he is that Adhisthana Brahma. He is not anywhere else. The Turiya Atma is nowhere else. He is in fully permeating in Jagrata, Swapna, Sushupti. When these three are transcended, he, the substratum on whom these three are projected, that is realized. Okay. Then Rama will ask a question. Tomorrow we'll see that from 14th mantra. Om Purnamadaha Om Bol Sri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki Jai. Vaashishthaadi Rishigana ki Jai. Sarva Santana ki Jai. Sadgurudeva Bhagavan ki Jai. धन्यवाद.